neons flickering, dying in the rain. But I'm washing off the knuckles, but I can't wash off the stain. But I got a kingdom built on shadows and a throne made out of lead. But I'm counting all the secrets that I haven't even said. You're the white silk in a room of velvet black. I'm the engine screaming down on a one-way mountain track. I give you every diamond that I pried from out the clay. But I know the price of touching me is a debt you'll never pay. I'm a gentleman in habit, but a monster in the dark, searching for a fire when I'm only just a spark. I'm holding back the ocean with a broken levee wall, just to keep you dry before the heavy rains fall. It's a love with boundaries, a line I'll never cross. I'm the king of every game and the god of every loss. I can hold the world in rhythm, I can make the city bleed, but I can't give you the only thing you really need. I'm the shadow at your window, the steel inside your glove. It's a cold and powerful grit-stained love, touching hard but keeping distance in the night. Yeah, I'm loving you with boundaries just out of sight. My shoes are polished mirrors, my hands are etched in stone. I've walked 1,000 miles just to end up here alone. I'm the yes sir and the please, I'm the silence in the room. The most beautiful flower growing in a tomb. I saw them looking at you, so I had to dim their eyes. A gentleman's protection under desert-colored skies. But I won't let you kiss the mouth that tastes like smoking war. I've got too much respect for what I'm fighting for. They call me powerful, they call me the law, but they don't see the cracks, they don't see the flaw. I'm a gangster for the world, but a servant for your soul, trying to make a masterpiece from a burning lump of coal. The boundary isn't iron, it isn't brick or wire, it's the soul of a man trying to save you from the fire. Hey! can't give you the only thing you really need. I'm the shadow at your window, the stain inside your glove. It's a cold and powerful grit-stained love, touching hard but keeping distance in the night. Yeah, I'm loving you with boundaries. I'm a gentleman. I'll keep the world away from you. I'll keep the blood away from you. Just stay on that side of the line, babe, where the sun still shines. Slowly ground me. Slowly ground me. Slowly ground me. Slowly ground me. The saddest kind of power there is. I'm the king of the things that I most repent. Got a silk line coat and a cold steel weight, walking the line between the law and fate. I'm a gentleman, darling, till the lights go dim. I'll pour you the vintage, then I'll sink or swim. There's blood on the roses in the backseat floor, but I'll hold the handle and I'll open your door. The city is a movie that we forgot to film, a kingdom of shadows, and I'm at the helm. But power is a poison when you're drinking alone, and I built a cathedral out of graveyard stone. It's that slow tempo accuracy, the way the bullet hums a melody. I'm powerful and broken, a king in the rain, trying to find the rhythm in the middle of the pain. It's a long dark road, it's a beautiful life, a gangster's grace and a gentleman's sigh. I loved you with precision, I loved you like a sin. Now I'm just a shadow where the desert begins. The desert wind tastes like copper and dust. Everything I touch turns to gold or to rust. Remember the night by the neon marquee. You said, baby, you're the only one who really sees me. I had a plan for the money, a plan for the escape, but the ghosts in the rear view took a familiar shape. Now I'm checking the chambers, 1, 2, and 3, calculating the distance between you and me. kept my velvet collar up against the desert chill. Got a silhouette of iron and a heart that's standing still. I'm the king of every shadow, the master of the street. I'm just a ghost in silk ties when our broken glances meet. The neon hums a funeral song for the man I used to be, before the weight of all this gold became my masonry. I've got blood on the roses and whiskey in the glass, watching all the pretty things turn to jagged shards of gas. I'm a gentleman of gravity, falling through the night, searching for a holy word in a godless neon light. And it's the shadow versus clarity, the truth inside the dark, the fire in the hollow, the dying of the spark. I'm powerful and powerless, a lion in a cage, writing out our love story on a blood-spattered page. It's the clarity of knowing that I'll never hold your hand without leaving stains of asphalt in the desert's shifting sand. They call me sir in barrooms where the smoke is thick and mean. I rule a kingdom built of secrets kept behind the screen. But I trade the chrome and custom steel, the power and the name, to go back to the morning before I learned the game. You were the only honest thing in a world of polished lies. Now I'm just a well-dressed hollow with winter in my eyes. The engine's running high, the road is stretching black. I've got 1,000 miles of sorry, and I'm never coming back. I'm a gangster of the soul, baby. I'm a titan of the grief, a gentleman who's dying for a moment of relief. Fire in the hollow, the dying of the spark. I'm powerful and powerless, a lion in a cage, writing out our love story on a blood-spattered page. It's the clarity of knowing that I'll never hold your hand without leaving stains of asphalt. A man in a suit of armor made of glass. The desert wins again. Stay beautiful, stay far away. I got silver in my pocket and a shadow on my name, polished chrome and velvet, but I'm playing a losing game. I'm a king of the gravel, a ghost in a tailor suit, walking through the garden just to taste the poison fruit. The desert wind is calling, whispering what I've done. A gentleman's confession to the barrel of a gun. My hands don't shake when a hammer falls, but they tremble like a leaf when the silence calls. I built this empire on a foundation of bone, just to sit here on a cold and golden throne. It's that tremolo focus shaking in my chest, a heartbeat vibrating, putting mercy to the test. I'm powerful and broken, a lion in the rain, drowning out the music with the frequency of pain. Yeah, I'm the boss of the shadows, the saint of the blur, but I'd burn the whole city just to feel the ghost of her. I keep the engine humming and the whiskey pouring neat, 1,000 miles of asphalt and 1,000,000 lies deep. I sent the boys to the border, I kept the ledgers clean, but I can't scrub the memory of the things that we've seen. You were the only light that didn't cast a dark shade. Now I'm just a silhouette in the mess that I made. My eyes stay dry when the rivals bleed, but I'm starving for love I no longer deserve to need. I'm the architect of ruin, the master of the why, watching every beautiful thing wither up and die. It's that tremolo focus shaking in my chest, a heartbeat vibrating, putting mercy to the test. I'm powerful and broken, a lion in the rain, drowning out the music with the frequency of pain. Yeah, I'm the boss of the shadows, the saint of the blur, but I burn the whole city just to feel the ghost of her. Power is just a word for nothing left to lose. Respect is just a mask for the who you didn't choose. I got the world in my palm, but my palm is shaking. Vibrate, focus. to the static. Just a ghost in a suit, in the blur, in the shake.
A low, distorted slide guitar wails over a steady heartbeat like drum thump. The sound of a glass clinking against a ring, a deep, gravelly exhale. Silver rings and a blood-stained cuff. The desert wind says I haven't had enough of the neon ghosts and the asphalt rain. I got $1,000 suit to hide the pain. I'm a gentleman in the light of the moon, but the shadows in the corner always hum a different tune. I built a kingdom on a foundation of no, but I'm losing the only place I ever wanted to go. The ice is melting in the amber glow. There's a monster in my chest that you'll never know. I keep my back to the wall and my eyes on the door, 'cause loving you is the only thing I'm not the boss of anymore. It's that whiskey discipline, keeping the beast behind the porcelain. I'm a king in the gutter, a saint in the sin, drowning the fire with the whiskey discipline. Oh, I can break a man with a look or a word, but your goodbye is the loudest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, it's a long, cold walk where the dark begins. Just me and my whiskey discipline. The ledger's balanced, the debts are all paid, but I'm haunted by the ghost of the choice we made. I could buy this city, I could burn it to the ground, but I'd still be the loneliest man in this town. I've got a killer's hand and an old soul's heart. The world sees the power, but I'm falling apart. I handle the business, I handle the blade, but I can't fix the hole that your absence made. The bottle's getting light, the room's getting small. I'm staring at your picture on the velvet wall. I got the keys to the city and the weight of the crown, but I'm just a hollow man when the sun goes down. It's that whiskey discipline, keeping the beast behind the porcelain. I'm a king in the gutter, a saint in the sin, drowning the fire with the whiskey discipline. Oh, I can break a man with a look or a word, but your goodbye is the loudest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, it's a long, cold walk where the dark begins. Just me and my whiskey discipline. They call me sir, but I'm just a beggar when I think of her. The power is a poison, the empire's a lie. I'm a gentleman gangster waiting to die in the shadow of the man I used to be before the whiskey took the you out of me. Another glass, another night of keeping it together. That's the discipline, that's the path. God, I'm so lost.
I polish the silver on the head of my cane, while the sky overhead bleeds a charcoal rain. The silk of my tie is a noose made of grace. I keep the war hidden behind a stone face. There's blood on the cufflink, but the suit is still pressed. A gentleman's armor for the hole in my chest. I walk through the valley where the shadows get tall, building an empire just to watch the rain fall. They call me a king, but I feel like a ghost, drinking a toast to the ones I miss most. The power is heavy, the velvet is cold. I'm selling my peace for a story untold. Oh, it's not fun, a beautiful sin. The smoother the whiskey, the rougher the skin. I'm a saint in the shadows, a wolf in the lace, searching for ghosts of your holy embrace. It's a gangster's devotion, a gentleman's pride, with a desert rock hard and nowhere to hide. Yeah, the crown is made of iron, but the soul is made of glass, watching the ghosts of our movie love past. You were the neon in my midnight street, the only soft rhythm in a violent beat. I offered you diamonds, you wanted the truth, but the truth is a bullet that wasted my youth. Now I sit in the back of a black limousine, the loneliest man that the city has seen. I got the world in my pocket and the pieces, straighten the collar. The silence is deafening. I'm starting to harder. I trade all the turf and the weight of the throne, just to not spend another night dying alone. I'm a monster in pinstripes, a poet of pain, calling your name through the desert and rain. It's a no refinement, a beautiful sin. The smoother the whiskey, the rougher the skin. I'm a saint in the shadows, a wolf in the lace, searching for ghosts of the Albanian breeze. It's a gangster's devotion, a gentleman's pride, with a desert rock on and nowhere to hide. Yeah, the crown is made of iron, but the soul is made of glass. Watching the ghosts of our movie love pass. Smoke clears the room, the credits are rolling. Can you hear the bell? It's my own heart tolling. Just a man in a suit with a gun in the drawer. You're flamed and broken to the very core. I washed the desert off my hand in a porcelain sink. The water's running crimson, but I don't even blink. Polish the silver on my hip, straighten the silk tie. In the city of orchards, only the gentlemen die. I walk through the fire with a velvet coat on, but the smell of your perfume is the only thing not gone. I'm the king of the shadows, I'm the ghost in the chrome, but without you in the passenger seat, I'm never coming home. The sky's turning charcoal, the wind is tasting like leaves. I've got 1,000 living enemies and 1,000,000 gorgeous days. But when the silence gets too loud, I start to lose my soul. And that's when the thunder starts and the heavy drums control. Oh! heavy drums control. I got the world in my palm, but no heat in my goal. It's a long dark road for a man with a heavy load. Yeah, I'm powerful and broke, just like the prophets foretold. I can stop a man's heart with a look or a word, but your goodbye's the only thing I ever really heard. Heavy drums, let them roll. Heavy drums, take control. Remember that night by the pier, under the neon blue. I told you I'd burn down the world just to light a cigarette for you. You looked at my hands, the ones that built this empire of pain, and you cried because you knew they'd never be clean again. Now I sit in the back of a blacked out sedan, a powerful ghost, a hollowed out man. I gave you the diamonds, I gave you the throne, but I forgot that a queen can't breathe in a war zone. The asphalt is screaming, the engine starts to howl. I'm a gentleman in public, but in the dark I'm a proud. The rhythm is a heartbeat, a debt I'm gonna toll. Close your eyes, darling, let the heavy drums control. Oh, let the heavy drums control. I got the world in my palm, but no heat in my goal. It's a long dark road for a man with a heavy load. Yeah, I'm powerful and broke, just like the prophets foretold. I can stop a man's heart with a look or a word, but your goodbye's the only thing I ever really heard. Heavy drums, let them roll. Heavy drums, take control. It's lonely at the top when the top is a tomb, just me and the echoes in a cold marble room. I trade the power, the respect, and the name, just to stand in the rain with you for the blood and the fame. Get louder, more distorted, and suddenly cut to a single haunting sound. Guitar note that fades into wind noise. The desert wind is a silver-tongued liar. It whispers of ghosts in the scent of the fire. I'm standing in shadows, a wolf in a suit, with a heart full of ash and a soul full of soup. My hands are a map of the things I've undone. A gentleman's grip on a cold, heavy gun. The city is screaming a neon-lit hell, but I'm locked in the cage of a story I tell. I hear the sirens, I hear the lights, I see the hunger in everyone's eyes. The static is rising, the world is a roar, but I don't wanna fight this ghost war no more. So I cut the noise, I silenced the world just to hear your name. I traded the power for a beautiful shame. Through the smoke and the thunder, through the blood and the choice, for 1 second of peace, baby. Yeah, I cut the noise. There's copper on my cufflinks, silk on my skin. A king of the ruins, a saint of the sin. I built you a palace from the wreckage I found, but a man like me keeps his ears to the ground. You were the melody, I was the static. Our love was a fever, dark and erratic. Now the shadows are closing, the hunters are near, and the only thing left is the sound of your tears. The sirens are closer, the sky's turning gray. The gentleman in me is fading away. The static is rising, it's deafening now, but I made you a promise, I'm keeping the vow. Yeah, I cut the noise, I silenced the world just to hear your name. I traded the power for a beautiful shame. Through the smoke and the thunder, through the blood and the choice, for 1 second of peace, baby. Yeah, I cut the noise. They say power is lonely. They say it's a crown, but it's just a weight that's gonna drag you down. I've got the world at my feet, but it's empty and cold. I give all the silver for a hand I could hold. Let them come for me now, let them break down the door. In the silence we've made, I don't need any more.
city is quiet. I can hear your breathing. It's the only riot I need. I'm a gentleman, but even when the world ends, I cut the noise for you. I cut it all away. I cut it all away.